There's something about a national park when you're there, you feel like you own it, and you do. It's one of the best ideas we ever had on America.
Gulf Islands National Seashore, what you're going to see out there, I believe, is one of the biggest fort you'll ever see in your lifetime. It's not something that you see every day. It's, if not the third, the fourth largest fort in the country. And it just has this ambiance about it. When you walk through it, you imagine the floors, how sometimes when they're uneven, you're walking really where soldiers have walked since the 1800s. You're walking through hallways that Geronimo and the Chiricahua Apaches, the chiefs, walk through. Their children. You're walking through the hallways and imagining conversations going on between soldiers during World War I or II and training out here, missing their families and working on the guns and just companionship of them all. So it's a little different. If walls could talk, sometimes that's what I say. Go through the fort, be quiet, and just go through it and listen.
We walked around and there was mockingbirds here in the structure of the park, and they come around and they talk to you, and they hop into the sticker vines, which you couldn't penetrate. But if you look inside the vines, you'll see trumpet flowers, and trumpet flowers are for hummingbirds. And it's great that animals and birds and mammals can use these grounds for places of refuge.
Come out here, and they're changed. They're just not, they didn't realize they could come someplace like this.
Gulf Islands National Seashore. It's a fairly unusual little area. It's kind of like a string of jewels along the central Gulf Coast. We've got 12 different areas, half of them in Florida, half of them in Mississippi. We have barrier islands, we have some mainland units, we've got outstanding natural areas, we have some outstanding historic sites, and we have some of the prettiest beaches in the world. I like to tell people we've got a little bit of everything that you find anywhere in the national park system. We've got great natural features, great historical features, and great recreational opportunities. So what more do you need?
It's just a great piece of America. Brick forts that were built in the early part of the 19th century that are preserved, so generations of Americans can see them and see what once protected America and learn from it.
It belongs to the American people. One of the great things about this is that this is a national treasure in its most pure sense. This belongs to all the people in the country, and we are preserving it for the people in this country and all the people in the world. The gifts that America has and has made are things that we think are worth preserving, and not just locking away in a vault, but preserving in a way that exhibits them, that shows them off, but to do it carefully and with respect.
If you stop people long enough off the highway, off their beaten track of life, to just stop momentarily and listen and smell and feel, that is the magic of the national park, and it's their national park.
Some of those people who opposed that park in those days have told me that it's the best thing we ever did. There's something about a national park, when you're there, you feel like you own it, and you do. One of the best ideas we ever had on America.
Gulf Islands National Seashore is a masterpiece of nature. a witness to history, the treasure of the Gulf Coast.